How was my day? How was my day? How dare you ask me that? Well, all right. Since you ask, I'll tell you how my day was. First, the car broke down on my way home from work. And then, when I eventually get home, I find out the dog has run away. Finally, my husband tells me he's lost his job. I am so very, very unhappy.
Cut! Where'd you get that line?
What line?
The line about being unhappy. That's not in the script.
It's not?
Roll that back. See? Nothing about being unhappy.
Well, I made an inference that she was unhappy.
An inference? What's that?
I read the text and thought about what I know, and so I made an inference that the character is unhappy. See, we know her car broke down, and that's always a hassle. Then her dog ran away, and that's really sad. Finally, her husband lost his job, which is always bad news. So I added these things up and made an inference that she must be pretty unhappy.
Inference, huh?
I like it.
Okay, we'll keep it. Everyone, let's do it again with the inference in this time.
Hello dears, good morning! Welcome to the English learning with me. Who am I? Alright, you can call me Miss Enda. Well, based on the video before, what do you think about the material we are going to learn? Anybody can guess it? Alright, inference, or in bahasa we know as kesimpulan. Right. The video before explained that whatever the actress said must be based on the script, right? But the actress improved her acting with make an inference for the last that related to the situation that is going on. And finally, everyone is great with the use of inference. It means that inference is important in our daily life, and I think we need that, right? One more. Let's take a look to this example. Anna and Sophie sat in their chairs staring straight ahead for nearly 2 hours. They didn't talk or hardly even move, but they weren't bored at all. Where were Anna and Sophie? What do you think? Great! At the movie. Because what? Well, because they were staring straight ahead for nearly 2 hours and more. They didn't talk or hardly even move, but they weren't bored at all. That's obviously they was watching a movie, right? Well, based on those examples, can you infer the definition of inference? Well, inference, or in bahasa kesimpulan. Inference is the process of drawing a conclusion based on the evidence available and previous knowledge and experience. To simplify, when we make inferences, we use evidence and our own knowledge to come to a conclusion. Yeah, as we know on this slide, inference is equal to evidence plus knowledge. The evidence from what we read and the knowledge from what we know, right? So, in this lesson, we will discuss how making inferences is a necessary skill when an author doesn't exactly tell you things in a story. Attention! Our learning target is we can read closely and find answers that require an inference. Well, in inference, sometimes writers give information or express ideas directly or explicitly. Other times, they convey their meaning indirectly or implicitly. When this is the case, you need to infer or read between the lines. Making an inference is about connecting the dots between what is stated or what is unstated. As a reader, you must combine what the passage says with your background knowledge to make the best possible guess or inference. Well, we move to several tips for making an inference. The first one, read the passage carefully, even more than once. Remember it. Then, base a logical guess on facts and what you know about the topic. And the third one, making inference is not your personal interpretation. Remember it. And then think about what you already know about the topic. And the last one is support your inference with the evidence from the passage. Well, now time for practice. Yeah, before we go to the reading passage, let's play the guess of pictures, making inference to describe the pictures. Let's go. Well, number 1. Look at the picture. What do you think about this? Where am I going? The beach. Good job. This picture describes the tools to go to beach. Next, number 2. What can be inferred about this picture? Well, A, B, and D are not appropriate to the picture, right? So the answer is C. It is the boy's birthday. Alright, next, number 3. Julia's ice cream was melting quickly. Why do you think the ice cream was melting? Well, based on the picture, in this case, you have to use your background knowledge and guess with the fact what are the causes that usually make ice cream is melting. Alright, the answer is C, because it was hot outside. Good job. Next, let's move to the reading passage and find the inference of the passage. Alright, the first. What might the reader best infer from the passage? Now, please kindly apply the tips to make an inference that we have learned before. What are they? Well, the first one, read the passage carefully. Remember, making inference is not your personal interpretation. Remember that. And then, think about what you already know about the topic. The last, support your inference with evidence from the passage. Alright, the first choice, let's say A. The principal and the teacher are making fun of Braden. Is it right? Yeah, exactly not. Why? What do you think? Alright, because this is not on the passage. Next, B. The teacher is getting paid extra to oversee detention. Has it been mentioned in the text before that Braden was already being detained at that time? Alright, not, yeah. And then C. Braden is in detention because he had acted out in class. Maybe yes. Because based on the evidence on the text, Braden still sat in the empty classroom and stared at the floor when school had been over. Moreover, he could overhear his teacher talking to the principal in the hallway about what had happened during the class. Yeah, perhaps Braden has been doing something or experiencing something during the lesson, right? Which made the teacher talk to the principal and kept him in school after the lesson is over. Well, we keep this choice. Next, D. Braden is proud of his poor behavior. Exactly not, right? Yeah, because this is not on the passage. So the most right answer is C. Right, Braden is in detention because he had acted out in class. Next, what might the reader conclude about Jessica's friends? Yeah, conclude is the same with infer, or in bahasa we know as kesimpulan, right? Well, please use the tips to make an inference or a conclusion like the question before. And then the answer is alright. A. They like music. Why? What do you think? It's time for you to explain that. Give me an explanation why the answer is A. Well, for the last, to make sure you're understanding about what we have learned today, I have something for you to do. Now, please take a look to this interactive worksheet. I will share the link for you to do this task. And please do this task. After you have finished, you can click this finish button and send your answer to my email together with your explanation about the reason of the right answer from the last question we have done before. Alright dears, good job! Give applause for us! We have done a great thing today, and you are excellent. Well, I think that's all for today, and thank you very much for all. See you on the next meeting. Stay safe, stay happy, enjoy your day. Good morning.